Long, long ago, in the days when animals could talk and live together like neighbors, the birds of the earth received a very special invitation. It came from the sky people who lived high above the clouds. The message was simple: come to the heavens, come to the feast. There will be food, music, and celebration for all who can fly. The birds gathered in excitement. The parrot, the dove, the eagle, the swallow, and many more chattered happily. They flapped their wings and prepared for the journey. But someone else was listening: the tortoise. Now, everyone knew Tortoise was clever. Too clever, in fact. He was known for tricks, for talking too much, and for loving food more than anything else in the world. The moment he heard about the feast, his eyes grew wide and his stomach rumbled like thunder. Tortoise slowly walked toward the birds and cleared his throat. "My dear friends," he said in his smoothest voice, "what good is a celebration without me, your wise and joyful companion? Surely I must join you at this heavenly feast." The birds laughed. "But Tortoise," said Parrot, "you have no wings. How can you fly to the sky?" Tortoise smiled. "Ah, but you, my friends, you have wings. If each of you would kindly lend me just one feather, I will join them together and make myself wings. Then I can fly with you." The birds hesitated. They remembered his tricks, but Tortoise continued to beg and flatter. He bowed, he praised, he promised. Finally, the birds agreed. "Very well, Tortoise. We will each give you one feather, but you must promise not to cause any trouble." "I promise," said Tortoise, bowing so low his shell scraped the ground. So each bird plucked one feather, and Tortoise tied them carefully to his body. Soon, he was covered in feathers of every color: red, blue, green, gold, white, and black. He looked strange, but also magnificent, like a patchwork bird. He flapped once, twice, and to everyone's surprise, he lifted off the ground. "Look at me," cried Tortoise. "I am ready to fly." And so the great journey began. The birds flapped their wings, singing as they rose higher and higher into the clouds. Tortoise, with his borrowed feathers, joined them, proud as ever. As they flew, Tortoise thought to himself, "I must show them that I am their leader. I must show them that I am the cleverest of all." When they were halfway to the sky, Tortoise spoke. "My friends, I have chosen a new name for myself today. From now on, you shall call me all of you." The birds looked at one another. "Why such a name?" they asked. "You will see," said Tortoise with a sly smile. At last, they arrived in the land of the sky people. Oh, what a sight it was! The tables were spread with the finest food, yam pounded soft as clouds, soups rich with palm oil and pepper, golden grains, roasted meats, and pots of sweet honey. The air was filled with music and laughter. The sky people welcomed the guests warmly. "You are all welcome. Please enjoy the feast. But first, tell us, who is the leader of your group?" Before the birds could answer, Tortoise stepped forward, chest puffed out. "I am the leader," he declared. "And my name is all of you." The sky people clapped their hands. "Wonderful. Then the feast shall be served first to all of you." And so the food was placed before Tortoise. Now, here is the trick. Whenever the sky people brought a dish, they announced, "This food is for all of you." And Tortoise quickly stretched out his hand, saying, "That is me. I am all of you." He ate and ate and ate. The birds watched in silence, their stomachs rumbling with hunger. Not a grain of rice, not a drop of soup, not a crumb of bread did Tortoise leave for them. By the time he finished, the feast was gone. The birds were weak with hunger, and Tortoise's belly was round and full. He leaned back and sighed happily. "Ah, that was the best meal of my life." But the birds were furious. They had been tricked again by the cunning Tortoise. When the feast was over, the birds took back their feathers. Parrot clucked his red feather. Dove plucked her white one. Eagle took back his proud brown feather. And so on, until Tortoise was left bare, his shell exposed, his body heavy. He was left stranded in the sky. He looked down, terrified. "Friends, please, help me. How will I return to the earth?" he cried. But the birds only flapped their wings and ignored him. Then Tortoise turned to Parrot. "Parrot, you are my friend. Please, do me one favor. Fly down to my wife. Tell her to spread soft mats, cloths, and pillows on the ground. Tell her to prepare a soft landing place, for I must jump." Parrot agreed, but in his heart, he was still angry at Tortoise for cheating them at the feast. So when he reached the earth, he went to Tortoise's wife and delivered a different message. He said, "Your husband, the great tortoise, says you must bring out the mortars, the grinding stones, and the hardest things in the compound. Lay them on the ground, for he wishes to land in style." The wife frowned. Strange instructions, but if that is what he said, then it must be so. And she obeyed. Meanwhile, high above the clouds, Tortoise closed his eyes, whispered a prayer, and leapt from the sky. Down, down, down he fell. The wind whistled in his ears. Faster and faster he dropped until crash. He landed with a terrible sound upon the hard stones and mortars. His shell shattered into pieces. The villagers gathered, shocked at the sight. They quickly picked up the pieces and tried to mend them, fitting them together like a broken pot. They managed to patch him up, but the cracks remained. From that day until now, the tortoise carries a shell full of lines and cracks, a reminder of his greed and trickery. And that, dear listeners, is why the tortoise's shell is cracked to this very day. He thought he was clever, but his greed and lies brought him shame. Children, remember this. When you trick others, the trick may come back to harm you. When you are greedy, even friends will turn against you. And when you lie, your own words may be twisted and used against you. It is better to share than to steal. It is better to be honest than to deceive. For greed may fill your stomach for a moment, but it will empty your friendships forever. That is the lesson of the tortoise who wanted to fly.